Alright folks, Vitek here from Wani. With us today we have one and only Mikael Akerfeldt of Opeth. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good. Before we talk about the DVD, just really want to ask, like, how's the life going on? You took a good amount of time off. Everybody deserves a break. And, family is there. Kids are there. How are you feeling now?
Thank you. No, I deserved it, but I don't think, in retrospect, that I took so much time off because we went off tour in November last year, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And after Christmas, late December, I was already in the studio working for new music. So I didn't get the break that I wanted to have. But it was more or less self-inflicted because I decided to go down to the studio and see what happens, and since then I've been working and we've been putting together this live DVD and all that stuff. So it's really not so much rest, even if we've been away from the touring scene since November.
Okay, I didn't know that. Anyhow, Gardens of the Titan, what a fantastic DVD it is. I'm sure you must be stoked to see how the rest of the world digs the DVD, other than the ones who have already seen it live that day.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a live album. I'm not the biggest fan of live albums myself, and especially not our own. So I'm not sitting around every day playing the live album like, I'm so good. But I'm hoping that there's Opeth fans out there who wants to hear this and to see the DVD and all that stuff. And it's our fourth album, and I think it's relevant because it features songs from the last three albums, which we haven't recorded before.
True.
So that's one of the reasons why we decided to put it out. That and the fact that we have been going away, since the last tour, that we wanted to put something out just so people wouldn't forget about us.
Right. Oh, that's pretty cool. I got the DVD a couple of weeks ago, and since then I've been watching it probably every alternate day just to keep my prog thing going on. And one thing that really separates this DVD from the previous ones is obviously the location, which is really grand, really epic, and kind of suits the Opeth sound. It's kind of perfect for a location like this. When you were first told that, okay, this is the place where the DVD would be recorded and the live album will be captured, what was your initial thought when you had that location in your mind?
Well, I thought U2, because that's the only, that was the first thing that popped into my head when somebody mentioned Red Rocks Amphitheater. I was like, that's where U2 did the Under a Blood Red Sky album, right?
Right.
I was like, okay, that's cool. Not that I'm a big U2 fan at all, but I knew about the place. There's certain venues around the world that you heard about, and we played many of them now. And Red Rocks was, I would say, in the subconscious, I think it was on the bucket list us that we wanted to play there. It was also one of those unreachable venues, it felt like, because it's so special.
Right.
And I figured they will never let a band like us play there, but that's also what I thought about the Sydney Opera House, and we played the Sydney Opera House. That's what I thought about the Radio City Music Hall in New York, and we played there. Royal Albert Hall in London. We played there.
Right.
So we played all those legendary venues, not all of them, but quite a few. And this was one on the bucket list, I guess. And I was really happy that we were given the opportunity to play there, and also to make it to make a recording of that night, which it was a special night in both good and bad terms.
Right.
And I'm really happy that we have it on film now, like a proof that we've been there, if you know what I mean.
That's really cool. And from the camera work, I'm really astonished, to be honest with you. The camera work is phenomenal. There's that whole cinematic vibe on this that perfectly captures the Opeth's vibe, throughout the performance that you guys have given. Is this the area you sort of looked into when it comes to, the camera angles, or you just let the experts say, whatever they do based out of their experience?
Yeah, I would say the latter. I didn't go I watched a little bit of the camera work, and to me, it's almost like live DVDs these days, or TV shows these days, it's like they're made for children with ADHD.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
There's so many it's so much information all the time, so many angles, and I'm used to like 60s, 70s films where there's long camera takes, like that type of stuff. That's my personal favorite. But seeing that we are not one of the more animated bands on stage, we basically just stand there playing the songs, if you know what I mean.
Right.
You have to kind of make it a little bit interesting. So I figured maybe that's a good way to make it not as dull.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's cool. That really worked. Also, because it was a windy evening, it was very cold, freezing cold, and windy, and it kind of works with all those camera angles. I think it kind of makes it more exciting and makes it more turbulent. It makes it look more turbulent, exactly as it was, how it felt for us. It was just a million emotions, a million feelings, both good and bad. Like you put on a stage in a beautiful amphitheater, the wind is blowing, like a hard wind blowing straight onto the stage. It's freezing cold. There's shitloads of people there, and we're playing our song in this legendary venue. So it worked.
It worked. Right. You guys are wearing heavy jackets. And at least, Axel was belting it out hard, and you guys were... And after a while, I think the whole vibe set in, and I could see that. In fact, there's one moment where, in the Demon of the Fall, where there's that break where I think the guitar, the acoustic part didn't work, and you had that, the sound guy come and do it. There are things like these which really connect to the fans, that Opeth doesn't want to, edit things just to make sure everything is smooth and perfect. You've just kept that on the DVD, which kind of shows that these things really don't matter. You have to give the organic performance and let the fans see what exactly happened on that day.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to... I mean, those things happen. We're not machines.
Right.
And even if we use machines are not completely reliable 100% of the time. And those things happen to us. I mean, we had that on a previous DVD too, when a guitar...
Yeah, I think it was on the Lotus Eater, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's right. And we were lucky, on both occasions, we were lucky because the guitar fucked up when there was a silent break coming up anyway. So we had time to fix things. It was just that some of those silent breaks became intolerable long. They were so, like, it was embarrassingly long breaks, if you know what I mean. But that's how it works. Some nights you have those kind of technical problems, and we're filming a DVD, and we discussed, should we keep this in or should we take it out? And I figured, we're Opeth, we do what we want, and we don't want to present us as a band that's got flawless equipment.
Exactly.
That's a flawless bunch of musicians. I mean, we're just human. Sometimes we fuck up.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're shit. Yeah. And other times technical things will cause us problems. And both of these nights, for the last two DVDs, we had that problem, unfortunately. I don't want it to happen, but when it does, you just have to deal with it. And we deal with it in that fashion that we show exactly what happened.
Absolutely. That's the most wonderful thing as well. And your track list that you've chosen is pretty cool as well. And you mentioned earlier that you wanted to focus on the last three albums, and that's where the DVD also shines in terms of getting the live vibe out of the last three albums, the songs out of those. Like, you started with The Sorceress, and then you mixing up with Demons. There's so many songs out there which are, back and forth, coming to the old side of Opeth, and obviously, the last three records. Was this something which was sort of a plan that let's chip in more songs from the last three albums to see, because the previous DVDs already have some of the songs already, captured from the last, 5 or 6 records?
Yeah. Exactly. That's what normally we mix, when we play a live concert, we mix up the songs so that people who only like the heavier stuff, they get a few of those songs. And if you don't like the heavy stuff, you get a few of the other songs. And for the people who like both styles, they get, they probably enjoy themselves the best, so to speak. But we want to please everyone that comes to the show. I mean, there's songs that we weren't able to play because of time issues on the Red Rocks DVD. We only had an hour and a half. Right. And so we couldn't possibly cover all the albums that we have. So we focused, because like what you said, on the previous DVDs we had, songs from Blackwater Park. We had songs from whatever previous records that we've done. And on this this one, we decided, okay, we've done 3 albums since the last DVD, so maybe we should focus on some of those songs because they haven't been recorded before, and that's what we did, you know. And some people, I guess, will hate that they didn't get another version of the Drapery Falls or something like that, or something from a record that's not featured on that live set. But you just have to take it, I guess, because we wanted to put out a DVD that's different to the other ones, both in terms of the scenery and in terms of the music that's on there. So that's why we incorporated more songs from the last 3.
So that's really great. One thing I still find funny, Michael, and maybe even you will also agree with this, is how some of these Opeth fans, you know, didn't like the last 3 albums, and now after all these years, I see the same set of people online, you know, calling these 3 records as masterpieces because it has grown over the period of time, and they've started digging these albums. And then, you know, you as a musician always want to explore, you always want to experiment, so you also want to grow. So it's always great, it must be a great feeling for you that when you see that an artist like yourself wants to see fans also evolve, and as they now listen to these 3 albums and their thoughts have also changed.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell people, I can't dictate the rules of what type of music is good or what type of music people should listen to. But you have to also put it in reverse, that even if we got fans who like a specific record or a specific string of albums that we've done, they cannot in turn dictate the rules to us, what we should do, because we just do what we want to do. And, you know, I don't want to compare myself to any other artist, but the artists that I like the most are the ones who developed, because I'm not the same guy that I was when I was 19. I mean, there are many similarities, but I'm not the same, you know. So I've gone through the motions with my own consummation of music, and I've developed widened my taste in music, and it would be strange if I didn't let that infiltrate the sound of the music that I write, if you know what I mean. So in retrospect, I think some of these albums that we put out that got a lot of criticism, bad criticism, like Heritage, for instance, with time, I have met people, and you see when we play songs from there now, it's different to what it was when we played it back then.
Absolutely.
I mean, when we played The Devil's Orchard, when the album had just come out, people were like, what the hell is this? And now it's just the song that they like, if you know what I mean. So I hope at least that some people, I understand not all of them, you know, but some people have embraced Heritage, while in the beginning maybe they thought that they would never play that album again.
True.
If you know what I mean. So what happened in the end is that we have fans that come to the shows from all walks of life. It's not just metal fans, it's rock fans, prog rock fans, or whatever. And some people like this era of the band, and some people like that era of the band, some people like everything. And that's a good position to be in.
Absolutely.
For me, because that's how I am. I mean, there was a point in my life where I figured I will never listen to soft music. I will only listen to extreme grindcore music, and that's it. But obviously that wasn't true, because in the end I discovered Joni Mitchell and stuff like that, and I discovered classical music and jazz music, and now I love music. It doesn't matter what genre. If it's good music, I like it, and I want to be in a band, in a musical environment that pushes for that, that pushes for musical expression regardless of the genre, and musical freedom. And that's how I perceive things. And ultimately, for me as a musician, I am the best judge of what I should do.
Absolutely right.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. You know, in a recent interview with Frederick, you said, you know, you guys have already written 12 songs, you're writing 3 more, so that probably goes to 15, which is quite a number. Is that something you always plan to write the number, say n number of songs, then take out the best ones, or is it like, let's just go on, let's not stop, let the creativity keep flowing?
Well, it's different from time to time. Usually you have a deadline to work around. You have to be in the studio at this and that date. and you have to deliver the album at this and that date. But for this album, I have been very vague to the powers that be, if you will, the management, the business people. When they're asking, like, when can you record? I'm saying, I don't know. When can you deliver an album? I say, I don't know. You get it when you get it, you know.
Right.
Just because I don't want to rush things, I want to make sure that the music that we have is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely, no compromise.
I don't want to do anything less than fantastic. And I'm just speaking on personal level here, that I think, or that we collectively think is fantastic. And once we feel that, okay, this is a great album, then we record it. And then we also record the songs that we feel are not as great, or maybe they're great, but they don't fit on the album. So we're going to record everything that we have, and then we're going to pick and choose what goes on the album, and the other songs can be B-sides or something.
Right. Is there anything planned in terms of recording, or is it still in the writing mode?
Like I say to the manager, I don't know.
That's really great. And you're always someone who loves to explore when it comes to sound. There's absolutely no doubt in that. But are there any instruments which you would consider incorporating into Opeth's music so more heavily than it's been done so far?
Not. So far, the songs I've written, it's been nothing really outrageous, I think, other than a lute. There's a lute on the song, actually.
Oh, nice.
And that lute basically sounds like an acoustic guitar. It could be an acoustic guitar, but it is actually a lute. And it's not because, hey, this part needs a lute. It's because it was there, and I tried, and I thought it sounded nice. I recorded a little section with that thing. But other than that, it's normal instruments. I haven't practiced the clarinet that much. You know what I mean? I think it's guitar, bass, drums, and keyboards, and strings. I think are going to be there, but I can't really think of any specific weird instrument that we decided to use.
Understood. Over the course of time, a lot of people love to collect records. You love to collect records. I love to collect records, and there are people worldwide who still do. And there are those who are still waiting for, say, something like a 5.1 surround editions of, say, Orchid or Morning Rise or even My Arms albums. Is there anything that you have on your mind that, say, fans who've been waiting, those who have started collecting records, say, 5 years, since 2012 or something like that, want to have those albums as well in such a, clear crystal sound editions? Anything you have on your mind to give it to those fans who want to collect the previous albums?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, there's been shitloads of reissues that's been done. Some are called remastered, and maybe they are, I don't know, to be honest. Some have been remixed. There's been some surround editions that's been put out and stuff like that, but I don't really think in terms of reissues.
Doesn't really interest you.
I'm not uninterested, but it's not my thing really. I usually, like, when there's a reissue that comes out with one of my favorite bands, say there's a Deep Purple reissue coming out, I look what's on there. I don't really look after whether it's been remastered or remixed too much. I've listened to some of the stuff that Stevie Wilson has done.
He's a busy guy.
Whatever, on the Jethro Tull, and it's fun to listen to. But when I play the album, if it's one of those classic albums, I tend to go for the original. To be honest.
Right. And a fan question always been asked that 20th anniversary of Still Life is next year, and then you also have the classic Black or Water Park coming in, in 2021, I believe. Anything you have plans in terms of, giving some sort of say, entirety and evening with Opeth sort of thing for fans in the future for these two albums?
Well, I know that fans love those things, and our manager loves those things because he can book. I mean, those shows are they're a good financial thing, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
And I'm going to be completely honest here with you because I don't like those kind of things, to be honest.
Okay.
I want to be on stage. I mean, we've done that stuff, and I'm not saying I've disliked it, but I don't like the idea of going out playing an album. I'm sure we're going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to one of those shows, you might look at me thinking, maybe it looks like he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And part of that is true. But once I'm up there, it's okay. It's always okay. But it feels a bit like a nostalgia act.
Absolutely.
And I want to be relevant. I want to play those old songs, but I don't only want to play old songs. I want to play from all the albums, you know.
Nice.
So we haven't really talked about that kind of stuff, but I'm sure we're going to do it again when there's an anniversary for a record or something like that. And but if I can choose, we would just do regular, nice shows where we play material from many albums as opposed to just one album.
One album. Lovely. Mike, I just want to say thanks a lot. You know, I have seen Opeth many times, and it's always been a great experience too. We have had a chat a couple of times before as well. It's always a great time having a chat with you. You know, right now I'm in fact in India, and that's one place you came, I believe, 2013 for the first time. In fact, yeah, so it was a great experience for a lot of people over here, and I still see fans asking, when will Opeth come back? And it's only the matter of time that, you know, you get to come back here again.
Yeah, I mean, we will come back. It's just that playing in India is a bit of more of a hassle to arrange those trips and stuff than it is to go and play, say, Norway or something like that. It's always more preparation, it's more expensive, and all those kind of things. But we have been there, and if we've been once to a country, we tend to come back.
Come back, yeah.
You know, so, and India we've been twice.
Twice, yeah, twice. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we will come back, but I can't say when.
Then, yeah. All right, Mike, you take care of yourself, and good luck with the release. Catch you on road soon.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.